Today's video is all about adding sparkle, shimmer and shine to your Christmas cards, and I want to do it in 6 different ways because I don't know if you're anything like me, I actually have a real love-hate relationship with glitter. I really love it on my cards, I hate dealing with it. So hopefully I can give you some tips and tricks along the way in taming your glitter. Let's get started. So there are lots of different ways that you can add sparkle, shimmer and shine to your projects, and I thought I'd share sort of a few different but easy techniques, and these techniques go really well with images and critter designs, so that's why I've chosen these particular images from Penny Black. I'm stamping them all out first because I'm kind of going to be batch producing these 6 projects today, and I find it easy if I do all my stamping first, then all my colouring, and then I can just start putting the cards together. So these are really cute images and I thought they'd be great to add some sparkle to. I mean, like a fairy. What is not to love about a sparkly fairy? I have done some really simple Copic colouring here, and when I do actually stamp my images, you might have noticed I leave the images in place in the MISTI because I can always come back and restamp over the top if I want, but I did forget to do that today, but that's okay. I'm using one of my favourite colour combos, and I think I do this every year in my series. I use the blue and the red. Sometimes it's the BG blue and the red, sometimes it's the blue and the red. I know, I like to change it up. And when I was actually stamping out these images, I did have a plan for each of them, so that's why they're spaced out as they are. Like, I know that I'm going to be making the little elf into a tag, so I needed to leave enough space to be able to die cut it out. The Slothmas set, so the sloth that's off to the side, that's going to be a panel on the front of the card, and so is the little fairy, the festive fairy image. So if you do a little bit of planning, it's going to save you some fussy cutting. The images that I did want to fussy cut, I have just stamped them fairly close together because it's not going to make much difference. And I've used the same colours throughout all of the cards, and you probably would notice most of the caps are off to the side. If you want to know the exact list of colours that I've used, I will have them linked over at the blog. So I'm going to be starting with the most easy way to add sparkle, shimmer and shine, and that is to add rhinestones. There are a lot of gemstones, rhinestones, there are nouveau drops, there are so many ways that you can do this. They have been around for an age and really easy to use, and I think they work really well on a Christmas tree. So I have stamped the sentiment, which is one of my favourite little sentiments for a Christmas tree, which is from the Gather Around set, directly on the front of my top fold card. And then I just popped up the little bear and tree, which is from the Jolly Good Times set. And then I've brought in some, I thought the red gems would look really pretty on this tree, and I like to use odd numbers. I thought about adding one to every little dot on the tree, but I usually go for less is best, so I ended up just adding the 3. And these gems, I noticed, have a £1 sticker on them. So I've had these since I lived in the UK, and I've been back in Australia since 2008. So, are you a hoarder? I know, they're not going to go off, are they? And I can always add a little bit of glue behind them if I wanted to. If they weren't sticking anymore. Number 2. Idea number 2. Now this can be done for so many different styles of images or designs. You can even use it in graphic designs. Add a shimmer pen. Shimmer pens are very affordable and a great way to add some shimmer and shine to your project. I've got my little fairy here. I thought she'd be perfect to add some shimmer to her fairy wings. I've got a sentiment that I'm adding to the top. These are going to be fairly clean and simple cards today, and this is from the Merry Builder, and I added this sub-sentiment in like a light grey colour. I did think about adding that in red, and I've got a crystal clear. So this, if you're going to buy only one shimmer pen, get one that's clear and shiny, because you can actually colour it over any colour that you are doing. So you can actually add it over pencils, over stamping, over Copics like I am here. And I hope you can see that added shimmer. It is hard to photograph, but I tried, so hopefully you can see it. It's really there, I promise. And it just adds a little something to your card. So we're going to head on to the third very easy way to add shimmer and shine, and it's with glitter cardstock or glitter paper. Now I've already die cut my letters. This is from the Jumbo Joy die set, and I want to actually pop them up on the front of my cards. So I did do a second die cut in some 110-pound Nina cardstock, and then I can just adhere the two together, and that's just going to make this glitter paper more sturdy. I could have used fun foam, but I wanted that gap between the die cut letter and the cardstock just to give it that bit of a shadow. It depends on my mood of the day, but I found the matte medium adhered that really well. I've got a sentiment I'm adding directly to the front of the card with some red ink, and this one is from the Love and Peace set, and I've used that little hedgie here that I coloured up early. It was on a snowball, but I did cut the snowball away, and that was from the Deck the Halls stamp set, and I thought it'd look really fun if he was actually climbing up the letter O. And I added some liquid glue because I know that's going to adhere really well to the glitter cardstock. Not much sticks to glitter. You either have to have a really strong adhesive or a liquid one I know will work well, so I kind of stick with that. On to idea number 4, which is a glitter background. Now you can do this with any stamp, any design paper, any coloured cardstock. If you don't have glittered paper, if you have a Prisma, a fine Prisma glitter, you can create this. So I'm stamping out, this is the snowflake pattern, onto some 110-pound Nina cardstock in some black ink. Now I've got there, this is a double-sided sheet adhesive, and I made the mistake of cutting down my panel to the size that I wanted before I added my adhesive paper, because it's actually sticky on both sides. So how I got around that was I just came in with my powder tool, deactivated the adhesive on the back, and then I could just use my trimmer and cut it away, and no one will ever know. I just pulled away the release paper, and then I can just add my Prisma glitter all over the top. Now if you are a glitter phobe, now's the time to look away because this stuff gets everywhere, but it is really pretty. You can burnish it in, and I did do that. You can use a bone folder, but I just used my fingers, and I do have a glitter cleanup cloth which I find works really well. I've had it for years. It doesn't seem to ever stop picking up glitter, and I can just wipe away my surfaces and get rid of the excess glitter, except for the stuff obviously that's going to end up on my face for days usually. So pop that up on the front of my top fold card, and again I've added some foam squares. This is behind the little fox from the Snowfield Friends, but I also used some liquid glue on the foam squares just to make sure that it's going to hold on top of that glitter. The sentiment is from one of my favourite holiday sentiment sets, which is the Holiday Snippets, which I thought worked perfectly with this design. Okay, so next up, another fun idea is to use glitter embossing. So I have a unique way to add that today, but there are actually glitter embossing powders out there ready to go, lots of different colors, but this is a great set that has a thing called glisten. So I'm actually making my own clear glitter embossing powder. So I've used a scoop of clear powder and a scoop of the glisten, and then I can mix it up, and I'm adding some Versamarker. So this is the same as a Versamark ink, so it's a sticky ink that's going to adhere the embossing powder to, and then I can heat set it, but it will just pick up the embossing powder where I add the marker. So I did draw a couple of, or colour a couple of extra flowers on this panel with the softness, and I just want the glittery embossing powder to be on the red flowers. So I added the Versa marker, added the glitter clear embossing powder, and then I can just hit it with my heat tool, and it looks really cool. I'm going to just pop that panel up on the front of my card, and then just one more fun technique to share. So you can change this up, any of these ideas, you can change it up to use whatever images that you like in whatever colours that you like to. This is just giving you lots of different ideas to try and get a kickstart on your Christmas cards if you haven't already. So you guessed it, it's a glitter shaker. I couldn't do a sparkle, shimmer and shine video without a glitter shaker. And I have this cute little elf from Sing Joy, and I've die cut the shaker tag from the Do Not Open set, and it has like a window that you can add in there. So I've done that. I'm adding my acetate window to the back of that, and that's just going to hold the shaky elements in place. But first I need to create a well. So I have some fun foam with some 1/8 of an inch Be Creative tape, just any sort of strong tape. You can use a liquid glue, just try not to get it on the inside of, you know, where the shaker elements are going to sit, because they will stick to it. And I've got some of the diamond dust. This is actually a glass sparkle. It has the best sparkle, I love it. And the sentiment here is also from the Holiday Snippets scent. It's the really nice small sentiments, so if you forget to add a sentiment, I can always find one that'll fit somewhere on my card from there. And I just love that little elf, it's so cute. I just want to say a big thank you for joining me on this journey and creating my Christmas cards this year. I really, really love making this Same But Different Christmas card series, and you guys are the reason I come back every year. So thank you very much, and I appreciate every comment, every subscription. All of you are amazing. Have the most wonderful Christmas. And I'll be back again real soon, so don't go too far, with some more inspiration. I've even got some more Christmas cards still to share with you, so don't go too far. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.